Hey everyone, this video is going to show you how to sign in, set up, and get started with using the Dell Mini PC attached to the back of your Promethean panel. One thing to know before we even get started with going through that whole process is that when the Dell Mini PC is not being used, it will go to sleep on its own. So the first thing you want to do before we get started with the setup is make sure the Dell computer is on. So on the back you can see there's a circular power button. Turn that on, make sure the light turns on, the little light is blinking white, and now you know that your panel has started up. The next thing you'll want to do to make it easier to set everything up is make sure that the keyboard is turned on. There's a little power switch here on the front of the keyboard, so you'll want to move that from the circle to the line. There'll be a little light there to let you know that the battery's on. Same for the mouse. Underneath the mouse, there's a little power button to turn it from the circle to the line. And then you'll see a little light turn on letting you know that it's powered up. Using those things, turning those things on and using them will make it much easier to sign in and start setting up your Dell Mini PC. The next thing you'll want to do is switch to the HDMI input so that you can see the screen being projected from the Dell Mini PC. In most cases, it should be HDMI 2. So open up the menu on your Promethean and select HDMI 2. Now if you see this screen, again it's letting you know that most likely the Dell is either not plugged in or more likely that it needs to be powered up. Once you do power it up, you should see a sign-in screen here. So you can just hit the keyboard or the mouse and then you should be prompted with the sign-in feature on the Dell. So for the username, you'll type in your episd.org email, and then the password, you'll put in the district password you use to access all of the district websites. Sometimes the confusion here is to type in the password that you use to get into your MacBook. That's usually different from the password you use to get into all your district websites. So make sure you're using the password for all of the websites. This initial time that you sign in, sometimes it takes a little bit longer to load your profile, and so it can take a couple of minutes, but usually not more than 3 or 4. Once you get to this almost there sign, then you're just about finished. And now you can see we have our screen, it's loaded our profile, and now we're ready to go to the next step, and that's to make it more usable for classroom. Alright, once you've signed in to this Dell Mini PC, you're going to want to make some changes so that it's a little bit easier to view everything that's on your new Mini PC. So we're going to make some changes to the settings. The first thing you'll want to do is click on the Windows icon down in the very bottom left corner. From there, you'll want to click on the Settings, which is the little gear. That'll open up your Windows for settings, and you're going to go into Ease of Access, which is like your accessibility settings here. There's a drop-down menu there to adjust the ratio of the screen, make everything bigger. We usually suggest a 250% to 300%, and that way everything's a little bit more easily viewable in your classroom. You can also adjust the text size from here. Another option is to go in and change the size of the mouse pointer. If you're in the back of the classroom, it might be kind of hard to see when it's small, and so you just drag this little cursor back and forth and it'll enlarge your mouse cursor maybe to about a 3 or a 4. It'll make it easier to be viewable anywhere in the classroom. And so those few changes there in the settings will help make the Mini PC much more easily to be viewed in the classroom by you and your students, and that way your classroom can be set up the way you like.